So, it's been almost a day since the Supernatural finale, and I think I've had enough time to really think something about thoughts. God, this is not off to a good start. So where to start? So the episode opened with the boys and their new dog. So that was a nice addition. I liked the dog. Dean and the dog were very sweet. And they went on a hunt for vampires, blah, blah, blah. They had some girl from first season. And then Dean died. So the episode itself got a lot of hate. Quite a bit of it, actually. And I kind of agree with some of it. Don't get me wrong. Alright, don't get me wrong. I love Supernatural. This whole wall is Supernatural. Maybe one day I'll show ya my collection. But I want to go through some of the things that I did not like. First of all, Castiel. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you guys just didn't like the episode because Castiel wasn't in it. That's not true. I mean, it is, but it's not. There are other reasons I didn't like it. But Castiel, my dear angel, our dear angel, he's our collective man. It was just such a waste. Like, I know they wanted to go back to, like, a first season episode where it's, like, the boys hunting, like, because the whole story's about the boys, but a lot of people saw it as, like, family thing. Like, the phrase, family don't end in blood, take that as you will. Does that mean, like, dying for family? Or family's not just blood? Because Bobby said that to Dean. And he's not blood related, but he's still considered family. So it's a show about family. Last 2 seasons, or 3 even, we've been developing... 2 seasons. Yeah, 2 seasons we've been developing the family that is, Dean and Sam and Jack and Cass. All collectively together. And they squandered that in the last 2 episodes. Like, I love Jared and Jensen. God knows, Jack knows I do. But Sam and Dean as characters just aren't as strong anymore and can't carry the show by themselves. I love Sam and Dean, but a big part of what made Supernatural last this long is the characters they added on, that mostly being credited to one Misha Collins, or Castiel, and I feel like after they decided to, like, kill him, they kind of screwed themselves over. And here's what really bothered me. Now, like, I don't care if you're Destiel or the scene wasn't Destiel. The fact that afterwards, Dean didn't seem to really care at all. And I don't mean like the last scene in episode 18. I mean the scenes in this 19th episode and this week's, yesterday's episode. He didn't care that Castiel sacrificed him. Like, compare it to other times that Cass died, where Dean was a wreck for, like, quite a few episodes, and it took him a while to get over it. Why is this any different? I mean, was it the speech he made? Did that change something? Because I feel like they wanted us to not like Castiel anymore, like, not like him as much. Try to remind us that, oh no, you shouldn't like Cass. He's not a main character. Main characters are Sam and Dean, you guys. Oof. It pisses me off. Now let's move on to Dean's death. So, he was impaled by a screw or nail or something sharp. And there was an 8-minute long speech he gave to Sam, like, let me go, always keep fighting. And oh my god, what killed me is when he's like, oh, you can do this on your own, and Sam's like, yeah, well, I don't want to. Just like the first episode. That is so smart. Like, okay, Jared and Jensen killed that scene. It was fantastic. But I feel like it was a bad idea. At least killing him like that. I don't know. Hold on. I found a Tumblr post that I thought was a really good representation. Hold up. Alright, here we go. This is by Nephilim Jack. The fact that they not only killed Dean off early in the episode, but did it in a way that completely contrasts his character arc and development. He always thought he'd go down swinging, and that's exactly what he shouldn't have, because the Blaze of Glory speech was always a defense to hide his fear, because he shouldn't have to cater to his father's ideas, because the whole point of the season was defying destiny, and yet here he is fulfilling the one event he always believed he was destined for. Now this person is the smartest, because this came out like minutes after the finale. It's like, how can you process all that so quickly after seeing the episode once? And it's just so smart, because it's like the final episode did not feel like the whole theme throughout the season. It just felt like it was thrown there out of nowhere. It feels like a season 1 finale, honestly, and I did not love that. I did not love that at all. Now let's talk about Sammy. Oof. Where to begin? Okay, this is where people are gonna hate me, Like, okay, I love Sam to death, right? But I don't know why I hate the idea of him growing old without Dean. Like having a child, and getting married, having a kid, and Dean's nowhere in the picture. I think the big problem with this is, I have a hate list, alright? That's a little weird to have, like a thing listing things you hate. Top of the list is Home Depot, but that's a different story. And one of the things I hate the most is time jumps. I hate time jumps, because it's like, you're putting us in a position where we missed so much of his life, and it was all during the Carry On Wayward Son, we're playing the song, and it's just going through Sam's entire life. Whereas we as the fans were only a part of it for the first, half of it. Not even half, quarter. And then there's 50% of his life that we were not there to see. All we see is his death. And then him joining Dean in the afterlife. And who did he get married to? Was it Eileen? A lot of people are mad about that too. That we didn't get to see Eileen at all. Okay, here. I know COVID had restrictions. And maybe that's the reason why Cass or Misha didn't come to film. But that excuse isn't gonna work in a few years when other people start watching the show, then they see this finale and they're like, what happened? Where is everybody? I feel like to wrap up a 15-year run during a pandemic isn't the best idea. I mean, I know they had to, but it just sucks because I feel like that's a big reason why it was so bad. Oof. What else? So Heaven, again, I wanted to see Cass. I'm sure everybody did, except for the people who hate him for some reason. I just feel like we only saw Bobby. I feel like we only saw 3 real people in it. And that was the boys and Bobby, and then the vamps or whatever. Let's talk about them, alright? these are our final villains, right? Who made this call? Like, why were they wearing masks? Was it a COVID thing, huh? I don't think it was. Because those are some weird masks to use, man. Oof. Oof. It was just so pointless because it was... Oof. What's the point of the masks? What's the point? You could have just made them regular vampires, but it looks so corny to have just masks. Was it like a budget thing? Like you couldn't afford to do the fangs? But then you afford like 8 beheadings. Oof. And also, I saw a tweet from someone who worked on the show. I forgot what her name was. But people were like, ooh, why wasn't Misha there to show us Cass one more time? And she's like, oh, it's COVID restrictions. So they only had the most important people to the plot show up. And it's like, but you had the girl from season 1 show up over Castiel, who we've known forever? That makes a little bit of no sense to me. Oh, okay, this isn't like a hate video. I'm just expressing my discontent. Because I love this show to death, and I'm sure a lot of people do. And in turn, a lot of people are super angry about the ending. And I am too, but, you know, remember the good times. And for you people that are like, oh, you can't please everybody, that's not what this is about. Like, it's not because we didn't get Destiel in the end, or even because the boys died. Like, that's not the problem. There were so many things going against it. But then, at the same time, there's so many things going for it. You know? I don't know. A lot of people are mad, like, their main grievance is Cass wasn't there. And yeah, that's probably mine too, but it just didn't feel like it fit. It felt so not right. I get, because Jensen said when he first heard their pitch, he was not, like, super excited about it. And I see why. Guys, let's all listen to Jensen Ross Ackles from now until the end of time. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Alright, then we're gonna jump to the end. They meet back on the bridge wearing the getup that they were wearing in the pilot. It was a sweet moment, I guess. It really lacked an emotional punch. You know why? Because I feel like, this is a little nitpicky, but it would have been cool if they were actually in the car. Because we talk about how important the Impala is this whole time, but then it's just them standing on the bridge. The final look is them standing on a bridge, looking into the sky. But I guess that's kind of symbolic, because the car kind of represents everything. Like, you know, hunting. They're done hunting. Oh, God, they're done hunting. How? That sucks, man. I'm sorry. I was playing with this, and it opened. I want... Okay, happy ending. I knew we weren't going to get that. But I just wanted them to keep hunting. Ugh. And the fact that... I don't know why it bothers me that Sam has a son. I don't know why it bothers me that he has a son. His son's name is Dean. Did Sam continue hunting? Why did Dean Jr. have a anti-possession mark? It's just... oof. Oof. Big oof, guys. Man. Well, the journey is over. You know, I thought it'd be a lot more emotional today. Because episode 18, when Castiel died, I was a mess for the entire weekend. I wouldn't leave my room. I was crying in intervals. Like every 30 minutes, I would burst out crying. And I think that really says something. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I cried like a baby when Dean died. I think I'm posting the reaction anyways. I don't know why. It's not a good idea to post it, but I feel I don't know, maybe other people will relate to it, or maybe they'll laugh at it, you know. Plus, it's something I can look back on, like, oh, look at me, when I was younger, I was obsessed with this television program. But yeah, my cast, that's not how I meant to say it, but my Castiel reaction was a lot more emotional. I think it's just because Castiel was kind of the reason I started watching the show, and he's the best character, in my eyes, in the history of anything. And I love Misha to death. He's my favorite human. I mean, I love Jensen and Jared to death. To death. They're all about equal in my eyes, but I don't know. Part of me is kind of glad that I didn't love the ending, because I feel like I would have been very depressed afterwards for a long time. But it would have been nice to have one that was universally liked, you know. But, you know, can't please everybody. But it would be nice if they attempted to please the majority of the fandom, because so far it seems like the majority's not loving it. And as far as them coming back in a few years, here's what I don't want. I don't want to see Sam's child. That's a little mean, but a lot of people are like, oh, we should get a spin-off with Sam's kid named Dean. And it's like, no. I'm just very sentimental. I'm a very sentimental person naturally. And I don't like change. So that's not the ideal case for me. But yeah. I might do a character tier list, because I'm that bored. I'm supposed to be doing homework, but, you know, this is more important. Well, I think I voiced most of my grievances that I can remember. I really should have wrote some stuff down, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna press the stop button, and you know, if you didn't like the episode, like I didn't like the episode, don't say, you know, we wasted all this time, or I wasted 15 years on this show. And maybe, I mean, there's a reason you kept watching all these years. We've had bad episodes before, and this isn't that much different. I mean, I know because it's the ending, but we still got a lot of good episodes, guys. You know, like, love or hate the ending, we still got 15 years worth of episodes. And, you know, do what you want. If you wanted it to have stopped at 5, then just think of season 5 finale as the finale to the show. Or if you liked any other season best, just think of that as the last season. And, I mean, it's not over, because I'm pretty sure it's coming back in a few years. Oh my god, we're going to be so much older now, though. I'm going to be like 24. What? Sorry. My dog. Hey, y'all want to see him? Hey, Will. Hi! Oh, it's a good puppy. Come on. Come on. Oh! Yeah, this is my dog. Yeah. No, this video kind of went off the rails, didn't it? I've been talking for almost 20 minutes, and God, I wish I was a better reviewer. I want to be a writer, but I'm not good at thinking of things. Hey, get off me now. Whoop! Alright, well, I might do a tier list later today. Maybe sooner rather than later. Maybe some other day. I don't know. It's very rare that I have the house to myself. But, you know, Supernatural, it's our baby, guys. It's our baby. Alright? So, we're gonna love these boys till the end of time. Forever and ever and ever. And, I mean, if they're happy, then cool. I just want to see Cass one more time. But, can't please everybody. I'm just repeating myself at this point, so I'm just gonna go. Let's wait till it hits 20 and then, alright, 5 seconds. 4.